Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is for class 10 students. I will explain the poem Fog from their book First Flight. In this video, children, I will give you the theme, explanation, word meanings, literary devices and answers to some important questions. Children, listen very carefully and see the full video. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, like and comment. The poet of this poem is Carl Sandburg. Carl Sandburg was an American poet, biographer, journalist, and editor. He won 3 Pulitzer Prizes, one for his biography of Abraham Lincoln and 2 for his poetry. Let me first of all tell you, children, what this poem is all about. This poem describes the arrival of the fog. The poet says that it comes all of a sudden like a cat, and then it walks away and life comes to normal. It's very simple, children. Very small poem. You will very easily understand this. What is the theme of this poem? Children, the theme of this poem is that sometimes there are foggy times, meet some bad phases, some bad times in our lives, and we feel disheartened, sad, disappointed because of that. But soon that phase is over and everything returns to normal. This poem emphasizes that change is an inevitable part of our life. The poet uses a metaphor to describe the power of nature. The poet is encouraging us to love it. Now we start with the explanation of the poem. Let's read it first, children. The fog comes on little cat feet. It sits looking over harbor and city on silent haunches, and then moves on. Children, just a 6-line poem, but it has deeper meaning. Very easy poem, children, if you will listen it very carefully. Not at all tough. In this poem, the poet Carl Sandburg describes the arrival and departure of fog. He compares the arrival to the soft and slow movements of a cat. The poet says the fog comes on little cat feet, means like cat. Children, what is fog? It is a thick mist consisting of tiny water droplets. And when it is foggy, we are not able to see the things clearly, means visibility is poor. Children, mainly we see fog in winter season. Now every day when I get up in the morning, I look out of the window, I see fog outside. As the place where I live is lush green, almost every day is foggy. Okay, children, now we come back to the poem. The poet says, fog comes, it sits. The literary device or the poetic device used here is personification. The fog has been personified here. No one knows how and when the fog will enter the city. The poet has said, children, it sits looking over harbor and city. What is harbor, children? It is a place on the coast where ships can be tied, or a dock we can say. The poet has given a metaphoric portrayal of fog by comparing it to a living creature, that is a cat. Cat is a very quiet and silent creature, children. It comes silently, rather secretly or mysteriously we can say. We do not even come to know of its arrival. It does not make any sound, unlike some other animals. It sits silently, folding its legs, observing things quietly. This comparison, children, emphasizes the peaceful yet pervasive presence of fog as it engulfs the harbor and the whole city. Children, the poet says the fog comes and leaves the city and the harbor and then moves on. Just like a cat, it leaves very quietly without being noticed. The poet has talked about the transient nature of fog. Obviously, children, fog is not permanent. It comes and goes. Early morning, we see the fog, and then when the sun rises and the temperature changes, it disappears in a very mysterious way. Children, the poet has said on silent haunches. Haunch means to sit with knees bent. The cat sits on haunches. Okay, it has nothing to do actually with the fog. Okay, the poet actually is talking about the cat here. Means cat comes and sits quietly without making any noise and then it leaves. Let us see the word meanings now. Harbor means a place on the coast where ships can be tied, or a dock. On haunches, sitting with knees bent. Now children, I tell you the literary devices used in the poem. First children is the rhyme scheme. There is no fixed rhyme scheme. This poem has a free verse. Next is personification. Fog has been personified here. Metaphor, fog is compared to a cat. Enjambment children, a sentence continuing to next line without any punctuation marks. And if you see from this line, it sits up to moves on. There is no punctuation mark in between. Full stop is only after on. Transferred epithet. Silent haunches children. Haunches are not silent. Actually, cat is silent. Imagery. Fog, harbor, city. These images have been used by the poet here. Now we come to the question answers children. First is the central idea or the theme of the poem. I have already given you the theme children. Go back and revise it. Next question children. What does Sandberg think the fog is like? The poet is Sandberg. The poet thinks that the fog is like a cat. Next question. How does the fog come? The fog comes silently, peacefully, calmly, quietly, like a cat on its feet. Now, next question. Does the poet actually say that the fog is like a cat? Find 3 things that tell us that the fog is like a cat. The poet compares fog to a cat, but poet does not exactly say that fog is like a cat, but he is comparing fog to a cat. A cat comes silently without making any noise. No one comes to know about its arrival. Similarly, fog also settles over a place silently without anyone noticing it. It keeps settling for some time and moves away quietly just like a cat. Both fog and cat seem to be mysterious in nature. Next question children. Significance of the fog being compared to a cat. A cat moves very quietly, peacefully, silently, gracefully. In the same manner, the fog also comes or arrives, we can say, in a very subtle manner. This metaphor children emphasizes the quiet and delicate or soft presence of the fog. Like the cat, it loves to stay at a place and then moves away silently. I hope children, poem is clear to you. Hope you like this video. Stay tuned for more videos on different topics. Like this video, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends also. Thanks for watching my video.